gonna need a hot dog or something. I'm hungry. All right, it's now that we enter into the world of absolute nonsense. I have a 5-inch dowel here. It's 1-inch hardware store dowel, and I'm just gonna go ahead and roughly find a center mark. I have a dowel here, a little skinny dowel, and that's gonna be my stick. So I got the corresponding drill bit here. So just gonna drill that in there. Like so. Make sure my dowel fits. There we go. Beautiful. Good enough. All right. So, I'm going to round all the ends of the dowels here. It's not a bad idea to have a mark your center anyway, even without the hole, just to know where you are. And we'll just make a absolute ridiculously silly carving today. Alright. I put if you look at my band-aid, I put a band-aid on there just because I skinned my knuckle on the cement, and it's just gross, but it's no big deal. Just rounding. Alright, there's one end, the other end. I'm using a 1 7/8 OCC tool knife today. Seems to be what I've been using a lot lately. Alright, we can soften that up after, but here we go. There's our hot dog. Now, it doesn't matter where we start, but I'm just going to go ahead and, well, why not? Let's just draw a line on here. It means absolutely nothing, but just going to put my knife in there. Gonna make a little ledge there. I'll go down again. Who cares? Maybe 3/8, half an inch. I don't mean who cares. I mean it doesn't matter. All right. I think I'm gonna get you down just a little bit more. All right. So all we're doing right off the hop here is making a little eye. See that? Alright, we got our center line there. Let's just split her down. Like a V-cut. V-cut. Alright. And we'll just kind of guesstimate the same on both sides. The eyeballs. Don't go too deep because we're going to round these corners. Alright. Or you can make square eyes. Alright. Okay, that's what we got. So now I'm just going to take some little 45-degree cuts here. Pop out the tips. Same on the top. This is just my crazy brain in overtime, and I wasn't going to make this video, and I thought it's fun for me. So if you think it's stupid, you're not wrong. But again, with these hardware store dowels, you got to find the direction. Some don't seem to have a direction, but see that? It wants to bite both ways. But anyway, now we're just going to round those eyes with the dowel being round. the inside of the eyes tend to be higher, so we want to flatten it out a little bit too. But just drawing. Now we're just trying to go around. Watch your fingers, you don't slip. I'm sure you have your carving glove on. There we go. I forgot to tell the neighbors to make noise, but I guess they got the hint without me saying anything. That's pine in the fire. It's a real snap, crackle, pop. Okay. You know, if you have a gouge, it's not a bad idea just to take your gouge. You could have done it just with your gouge and pushed it in and made them round. But we will use that gouge before this carving is complete. But anyway, just rounding some eyeballs. All right. It doesn't matter if one's bigger than the other. It doesn't matter if they're lopsided. It just doesn't really matter. It's just going to be a goofy fun face. All right. I think we're going to leave it right about there. Need my brush. So if we got too much of a concave here, we'll take the top up, just even her out. We're going to want to carve all the unpainted edges anyway, so it should all blend. All right. All right, that's where we're at. This is driving me crazy. I gotta clean this up for a second. There we go, that's better. Leave it alone. Leave it alone, Doug. I can leave it alone. But I can't. Imagine that I set this all up and the smoke is coming in my face. Isn't that the way? Alright. Moving on. What we've got here is a surprised hot dog. So what if we just give him some high eyebrows? They don't have to be anything special. Just going to cut in a 45 here. Join them up. I will be happy when this carving doesn't occupy my crazy brain. Okay, and we can do the same thing on the top, although we don't really have to, but we can, just to bring those eyebrows out on their own. That. Come to think of it, this could be a cigar too. Big old cigar. Come on. That's a funny piece of grain on this side here. Every time I come outside, it's either a tractor, a saw, chainsaw, but that's okay. Alright, let's stop right there. You can separate those if you want, but I'm not going to. And for a nose, we're going to skip we'll skip a nose, but all I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my number 9 gouge, that's 10 mil, and straight in. I'm just going to make a silly mouth. Just like most of the other things, it's not a hard carving at all. The fun is in the painting. I'm just digging that thing in there. Oh, oh my goodness. Alright. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger. Make it a little bit bigger. Make it a little bit bigger, make it a little bit deeper. Really, the deeper you can go, the better. But you will limit out with your tool, so don't say it. All right. I don't know what is wrong with my brain, but there we go. Last swipe. Okay. Is it big? Oh, I'm gonna go underneath the mouth here. All right. See that? I'm just undercutting a lip. I'm gonna bring that up to almost nothing on the sides here. All right, and then just a little. If you can make an edge, make a little edge. Oh, something's happening. Finn sees a cat. Anyway, I was saying if you can make a little edge on that mouth, it does add a little bit. If not, you can stop it right at halfway. All right. Take my knife, just cleaning this all up. So we don't want any of these little gouge marks. We're just going to work into it. I don't like the grain on this side. Anyway, as we have with some of our other carvings, with the dowels especially, I'm going to take a little piece of sandpaper. Just run that sandpaper around. Remove all the fuzzies. Alright. Just cleans it all up. Alright. Then, I'm just going to go around really quick. Actually, I'll do this on my own time. I'm just going to carve all the factory edges off. Alright. It's just all takes the paint the same. Alright. So I'll clean this up and I'll get right back with you. All right. So I like to give a little sanding to when I cut it like that, just because it's a little bit hairy. But okay, so that's where we're at. Now, there is a couple things we can add if you have a V tool. You know how a hot dog always has those little pinched ends? We can do that on here. Don't go uniform. Make sure you stagger them. All right, That's where they pinch it off. Such a gross food, but see on the bottom. Just gonna take the V tool, just here and there. All right. As with everything, you can take this as far as you want. If this is just a campfire gag, you can burn it when you're done, but it'll make people laugh anyway. So, alright. Maybe that can be a little bit cleaner in the mouth there, but inside the mouth is going to be black, so don't get too worried about that either, but do the best you can, right? Alright. I think, well, let's add a couple of these little character lines. Why not? Alright, let's stop it there. Let me switch over to paint mode, put some wood in the fire, and we'll be eating soon enough. I've got white, black, and paprika. Paprika, yeah. This is Americana paint. And I'm going to put a squirt on there. I'm going to take a big sloppy brush and just put the water to it. Alright. And I'm just going to go sloppy. I'm just painting the whole thing. Done this, I'll just let it dry, and we'll come back for the next one. No hair dryer out here, so we'll use the fire. I'm going to tackle the eyes. Wet my brush just to prime it, but this is solid paint, and probably have to do it twice, but just before we get to the black, I want to take a little brush here, put a little bit of that paprika back on the eyes, and make a big eyeball on the eye. There we go. Thanks, neighbor. Basically, you're just giving the back color for the eyes. Let that dry, then we can put the black on top. Alright, so the black is, we're going to water the black down and catch all the shadows and stuff, but the first thing is we need this, we need a solid black inside the mouth, alright? So, run that in there. And ideally, we're just going to keep a little uniform edge around there. So, a little tricky without a cut mark, but we can do it. Can we? Sure we can. Come on. There we go. All right. Now, oh, I lied. We still want to put a little black solid paint on the on that paprika. Actually, I'm going to use my little whatchamacallit thing, stylus. Okay. All right, now what we're going to do is This may seem crazy, but we're going to take some of this black here. We're going to wet it down a lot, actually. Lots of water. And the black, it doesn't take much. Almost to the clear mark. Pull it through. And all I'm going to do with that, I'm going to hit all my little cracks. See that? Let it soak in. I'm going to go around the eyes. All we're doing is shadowing all of our little high points, right? Or get up in those. Maybe a little bit darker on the eyebrows. Right? Now I'm just going to take my water and just blend that so there's no edges. Going around putting a few more of these little lines on here, kind of give it the roasted effect. Right. Anyway, let's put a little dab of white on those eyeballs. There's our hot dog. All right, let's get him out of here. You can put oil on him or do whatever you want, but let's get him on the fire. It'll be lunchtime. Big thanks to anyone who bought me a carve this week. Never expected, always appreciated, and until the next one, cheers.